Our next historic speech is by Vandana Shiva, a prominent Indian environmental activist and ecofeminist. Born in 1952, Dr. Shiva notes that India has the third biggest scientific community in the world, but remains among the poorest of countries. Science and technology is supposed to create growth, remove poverty, so where is the gap? In response to this question, Dr. Shiva founded Navdanya in 1991, a national movement to protect the diversity and integrity of living resources and to oppose what she calls the colonization of life itself under the intellectual property and patent laws of the World Trade Organization Agreement. Dr. Shiva sees biodiversity as intimately linked to cultural and knowledge diversity, and recently launched a global movement in support of cultural and biodiversity called Diverse Women for Diversity. Dr. Shiva's 2004 speech, Empowering Women, discussed the impact of globalization on women in agriculture, arguing that women have paid the highest price. Returning to the podium for the second time today to read Dr. Shiva's speech is Keshia Pendigrast, a master's student at Union Theological Seminary and a member of Women's Voices Worldwide Inc.'s Board of Directors. Please welcome back Keshia Pendigrast as Vandana Shiva.
I have spent all day with 300 women from rural Punjab who had gathered for a public hearing organized for the National Commission for Women to assess the impact of globalization on women in agriculture. Punjab is the breadbasket of India. It is home to the Green Revolution. But farmers of Punjab are committing suicide because behind the growth or development of commercial industrial farming is a huge financial debt that farmers can no longer bear and a growing ecological burden that the earth can no longer carry. The biodiversity of Punjab has disappeared and has been replaced by monocultures of wheat and rice. Diseases and pests have exploded, and with them the use of pesticides. Chemicals also need massive amounts of water. Overuse of water of chemical farming has led to desertification. In terms of health or farming incomes, the Green Revolution has not created growth, it has created poverty and underdevelopment. And women have paid the highest price. Like chemicals and farming, women are devalued. Combined with patriarchal values, this development-induced devaluation of women in agriculture has led to a new violence in the form of female feticide, an act that results in the death of a fetus. Gender discrimination mutates into women's dispensability under development. In 1961, a census said that there were 976 girls for every 1,000 boys in India. In 1991, the figure was 945. And by 2001, it dropped to 927. The economically developed regions of Delhi, Punjab, Haryana, and Gujarat have the highest numbers of missing girls due to female feticide. The displacement of women from agriculture disempowers women and reduces food security. Food systems evolved by women based on biodiversity-based production rather than chemical-based production. More food with better nutrition, quality, and taste. Agriculture systems which are women-centered and earth-centered are more productive. 300 units of input produce 100 units of output under industrial agriculture, while ecological systems in which women participate use only 5 units of input to produce 100 units of output. The Millennial Development Goals ignore these women-friendly alternatives, which the proportion of people who suffer from hunger. Women can remove hunger with our knowledge systems and technologies, producing more while using less. In our value system, it is unacceptable that in 2015, 500 million should continue to go hungry. The patriarchal logic of exclusion is not acceptable to us. nor is the defining of poverty and wealth on the basis of a $1 a day indicator. Our wealth production is not counted in dollars, and an income of $1 a day is meaningless under development if the cost of living is being pushed to $10 a day, with corporate monopolies on seeds and water because of patents and privatization. In India, starvation deaths have re-emerged for the first time since the Great Bengal famine in 1942, which killed 2 million people because food security systems had been displaced. People starved while 65 million tons of food grain were rotting as surplus. Under Millennium Development Goals, indicators are misplaced because they ignore women's contribution to food security. For example, it lists as its third goal that gender equality and empowering women actually see the reduced role of women in agriculture as an indicator of women's empowerment. However, as Indians, the experience shows that displacement of women from productive roles in agriculture goes hand in hand with the women's devaluation and eventually their dispensability. We need to strengthen women's roles in agriculture, both to remove hunger and to empower women. We need to redefine development from women's perspectives to ensure that no one goes hungry and thirsty on this planet. As Gandhi said, the earth has enough for everyone's needs, but not for everyone's greed.